This is a story about courage and working together for everyone to have their say. Welcome to Fannie Lou Signs Up, a story about Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer. This is a picture of Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer. Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer was born in Mississippi, and she lived with her parents and grandparents and all of her brothers and sisters on a cotton plantation. I say all of her brothers and sisters because there were 19 other ones. She was the 20th child in her family. Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer left school when she was 12 years old and went to pick cotton with her parents and grandparents and siblings. This is what a cotton field looks like. The cotton is actually hair that grows around seeds to protect them. And you can see that the plants are low, so people had to bend over to pick the hairs from the seeds, and their backs would get sore and tired. In 1961, Mrs. Hamer went to the doctor. The doctor mistreated her and didn't allow her to make her own decisions about her body. Of course, this was very upsetting. One of the things Mrs. Hamer decided to do about it was take a class to help everybody learn how to make more justice together. So she did. One of the things Mrs. Hamer worked really hard on was getting Black people the right to vote. This is a real voting booth. A lot of them are like this, or they could be a little different, but they have privacy where people go in and make votes about choices that affect lots of people. Mrs. Hamer wanted Black people to be able to make choices about things that would affect them. That's like our fifth principle. Fifth principle: all persons should have a vote about things that concern them. Mrs. Hamer had a plan. On August 31st, 1962, she took 17 volunteers to the Indianola, Mississippi courthouse. This picture is of that courthouse from around that time, so this is probably what it looked like. The volunteers and Mrs. Hamer were there to register to vote. Register means sign up, and usually for voting you have to sign up before it happens, but Mrs. Hamer and her friends knew that most Black people were not being allowed to vote, even though that wasn't fair. The volunteers didn't get to vote that day. In fact, on the way home, the police gave them a ticket for a fake reason. It was an expensive ticket of $100, which isn't that small now, but back then was worth a lot of money. The fake reason for the ticket was that their bus was too yellow. Even though she didn't get to vote on her first try, Mrs. Hamer never gave up. In fact, in June of 1963, Mrs. Hamer was able to vote. So it took about 2 years for her to be able to sign up or register. Sometimes justice takes a while and we have to keep working at it. We can help each other do that. We give thanks for Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer and all her hard work for equality and for people to be able to use their voice.